If you're thinking about moving to Georgetown, Texas, maybe you've seen that cute little downtown square, maybe heard about the festivals, the Poppy Festival and the farmers markets, and now you're wondering, is it really as charming as it looks? Well, yes, it is. And no, there are some things that aren't so charming. So let's talk about it today. I'm Lori Engel. I have lived and worked in this area for over 15 years, and I've helped a lot of people relocate to the area. Some who absolutely fell in love with it after they got here, and others who realized it just wasn't quite what they expected. So in this video, I want to give you my honest take on living in Georgetown, what it's like, the good, the quirky, the growing pains, and all the stuff in between. So that hopefully by the end of this video, you should know if Georgetown's vibe really fits you or if you want to keep house hunting in another spot. So first, let's talk about why people love Georgetown and why it's probably on your radar. The historic downtown is truly beautiful. We call it the Square. I mean, it's straight out of a Hallmark movie. It's got the little brick streets, local boutiques, live music on the corner. It really does have that small town charm that a lot of people are craving. If you go to the Square on a Sunday and you just walk around, you're going to see families sitting on the courthouse steps having a picnic. It truly is charming. But Georgetown isn't just pretty. The schools, they're solid. There's really a strong community feel in this area. And you're only about 30 minutes from Austin, depending on what time of day you're going to try to get to Austin, because traffic into Austin can be really awful. Georgetown is also a very active town. There are tons of hiking trails. There's lake access and festivals pretty much year round. You're going to find something to do in Georgetown that you're probably really going to enjoy. But here's the real deal. Not everything's perfect. Georgetown is growing really fast. That means a lot more traffic, rising home prices, and frankly, some infrastructure that is still playing catch up with all of this growth. So if you're imagining a sleepy small town where everything's slow paced, that's not exactly the case. You can find pockets and neighborhoods like that in Georgetown, but there are others that are definitely more hectic, especially in areas like Wolf Ranch and some of those booming new home developments. I personally think it's a good blend of small town without the sleepy that you find in small towns. Also, property taxes in Texas are no joke. We do not have a state income tax, but those property tax bills will make you gasp if you're moving from another state. Georgetown runs around 2 to 2.5% of your home's value per year for property taxes. For many people moving from other states, that's really going to be a big jump. All right, let's get into the neighborhoods because that's where people either are going to fall in love or decide to look elsewhere. Old Town Georgetown is called the Square. If you want older homes, you love tree-lined streets and walking distance to the Square, you want to be in this area. Think quintessential Norman Rockwell, if you're old enough to know who that is. If not, look it up. Home inventory near the Square is tight and prices are high. It is really hard to find any bargains near the Square price-wise. Your budget for a home around Georgetown Square should be $450,000 to $500,000 on the low end. But if you want character, this is where you're going to find it. Just be ready for some fixer-upper projects with those gorgeous old homes. Home maintenance is a real thing. Let's talk about Wolf Ranch neighborhood now. This is one of my favorite areas. It's a master plan community, so think newer homes with manicured lawns, sidewalks, amenities like pools, trails, community events. Wolf Ranch is a great pick if you like that sort of thing. It is really beautiful. It could lean a little bit Stepford Wives-ish, so just keep that in mind if you don't like that. And again, if you don't know the Stepford Wives, look that one up. The downsides to Wolf Ranch are prices are rising. Traffic in and out of Wolf Ranch due to where the neighborhood is located can get really heavy during rush hours. That can be frustrating. You will find lots of choices for homes though in that $500,000 to $800,000 range. Okay, let's talk about Sun City, Texas. Now, if you're 55 and older and ready to live a golf cart lifestyle, Sun City is a resort style retirement community by Del Webb, and it's in the Georgetown area. It is massive. In fact, they are still building new homes in Sun City, and they have been for decades. It has its own amenities, clubs, and events, but it is age restricted. So if you've got young kids, this will not be your spot. There is a lot of variety in homes price wise in Sun City. They range from the 200,000s all the way up to the 800,000s. So there's lots of choices here for your budget, but keep in mind that there are HOA fees that come along with these homes due to all the amenities you get. You get an arts and crafts center, indoor fitness center with aerobics rooms and walking tracks. Plus you've got resort style outdoor pools, a hot tub, 28 miles of walking trails all through Sun City, along with the Lakeside Amphitheater. If you want community and lots to keep you busy and you're 55 and better, this may be your spot. All right, next up is Berry Creek. If you're looking for a neighborhood with good schools and established homes with lots, of room between the houses, check out Berry Creek. It's located about 6 miles north of the square in Georgetown. So it's on the north side of Georgetown. This neighborhood was built between 1993 and 2006. Berry Creek has a golf course and a really magnificent clubhouse. It has a racket club that has 10 lighted courts and also a full snack bar. There's also a fitness studio. So if you like that country club type community, Berry Creek will probably appeal to you. There is a constant stream of social gatherings, family nights, and parties. And you're going to find quite a few choices of homes in Berry Creek in that $400,000 and $500,000 price range. You'll also have HOA fees in this neighborhood, and they're going to vary depending on the home you buy and where it's located within the neighborhood. Moving on to Terra Vista. So if you want the charm of being close to Georgetown, but you're trying to get a little closer to Round Rock and Austin because maybe you have to commute or you're going to have a lot of activities further south of Georgetown, then you may want to consider Terra Vista. It's south of the square in Georgetown. Technically, this neighborhood straddles Round Rock and Georgetown. And it's another one of these master plan communities with a public golf course and tons of amenities. There's a sand volleyball court, there's basketball, tennis, pickleball courts, and pools throughout the neighborhood. There are over a dozen parks and just miles and miles of trails. This neighborhood was developed in about 2000, 2001. Homes have held their value very well in Terra Vista because of its location. So you can find home prices here starting in the mid 300s, not a ton of choices there, but lots of choices in the 400,000s and 500,000s, with a few in the 600s, 700s, all the way up to 800. Terra Vista is going to get you closer to Austin, maybe closer to those tech companies if you need to commute to work. Now let's talk about new construction. Georgetown is exploding with new neighborhoods popping up all over. Builders right now, they are pulling out all the stops. They have crazy incentives like rate buy downs in the 4s. They're covering your closing costs. They're even throwing in upgraded appliances or upgraded design packages. But here's the kicker. There's not one central website where you can just go and search for all the builder move-in ready homes in Georgetown. It just doesn't exist. Zillow is not going to show you everything if you're searching. Realtor.com won't either. And that is because there's not a central database that the builders put all of their inventory into, like the MLS. And the MLS is what Zillow and Realtor.com pulls their data from. So they have a very small list of what's available. But as a realtor, I do have access to a builder database that lists every single quick move-in home across Georgetown. And when I searched this database, I found over 200 new construction homes ready to move into right now. And when I searched Zillow for the same thing, I found 6. So if you're thinking you want a brand new home, but you don't know where to start or you're just not seeing very many, there really are a ton of options out there, and I can help you narrow it down fast without wasting all your weekends driving around aimlessly, or even worse, just missing out on a great brand new home because you never knew it existed. All right, let's talk about money and what it costs to really live in Georgetown when it comes to home prices. The median home price in Georgetown right now is sitting around 450 to 500,000. What you've really got to watch for when buying a home here in this area is those property taxes. They can vary widely from neighborhood to neighborhood, and that can add hundreds more to your monthly payment. If you're in a higher tax neighborhood, you could be spending 100 or 200 more on the same priced home per month. As far as utilities go, the city of Georgetown has its own utilities. It's solid service, but not the cheapest. And if your neighborhood is in a municipal utility district, that's where those highest taxes come into play. Municipal utility districts, we call them MUDs, primarily focus on they're providing essential utilities like water, sewer, drainage services in newly developed areas and neighborhoods, or those areas who are not yet served by the city's municipal services. If you're coming from a place like California or New York, you'll probably feel like you're getting a deal here. But if you're moving from within Texas, which a lot of Texans move around this state, you'll notice Georgetown's prices and home values, they are rising. Okay, so who's Georgetown really for? Well, if you want a small town vibe with close access to Austin and all of its perks, you're going to love it here in Georgetown. Just know that driving into Austin on I-35, it is a mess. And you'll want to time your drives to avoid high traffic times. When I moved out here, I thought, not a big deal. I'll just drive into Austin when I want to. But honestly, during the week, during those commuting times, it's just too much. A drive that should last 35 minutes can stretch to an hour one way. So it really is something to consider if you think you're going to be driving into Austin a lot. If you're just going to be driving into North Austin or Round Rock area, Georgetown is a solid choice. Also, if you're active and you like community events and hiking trails and being involved, you're going to feel right at home here in Georgetown. Plus, there is the beautiful San Gabriel River to enjoy, along with Lake Georgetown. I am a kayaker. I love to get out on the water, so I love living close to both of those bodies of water. But if you are someone who just really loves urban living with easy walkability everywhere and you don't want to get in your car and drive that much, Georgetown might feel like it's a little too spread out, unless you decide to spend that little extra and buy an older home near the Georgetown Square. That's going to give you the walkability that you would probably desire. So I've moved several times in my life, and I know relocating is a big deal. It's not just about finding a house. It's about making sure that where you're going fits your lifestyle and the neighborhood and the pace of life, all of that fits how you like to live your life. If you want a personalized rundown on whether Georgetown's really a match for you and you've got questions that maybe you don't want to pop down below, I do offer a 15-minute Zoom chat and you can get all of your questions answered. I've linked that below for you. And if you found this video helpful, please do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really, really helps me reach other people who are thinking about relocating to Georgetown and the greater Austin area. If you have questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section. I will respond to every single one. And thank you so much for watching and take care.